Right, you guys, make sure you like this video and subscribe to Mike's, okay? Make sure. If you don't subscribe to Mike, you're gonna have a fat forehead and a big hairline.
Boom, I'm with the guy Max inside. Subscribe to him, make sure you do still. Best content coming out. You know how it is.
Hello and welcome back to another video, people. Welcome back to the YouTube channel. Make sure smashing the likes and subscribing if you are new. And yeah, we're doing another What We Learned, but also talking about John Victor, who is in advanced talks with West Ham United. Now, obviously, we've been linked with Hermansen and Suzuki, two goalkeeping targets that we've had for the past few weeks. Suzuki being the guy from Japan who plays for Parma. And obviously, originally when we went in for him, was in advanced talks with his agents and stuff, and then we got turned down for him because he actually wanted to stay another season at Parma, or Parma wanted to keep him for another season, something like that. But ultimately, as well, we were in for Mads Hermansen, which the deal has been dragging for a long time, as much as the club have felt like they can get the deal done before the Lille game on the weekend. That hasn't progressed one bit, and not to my surprise either, because every time West Ham say that they're going to progress with a deal or whatever, they don't progress. They regress, bruv. They regress. There is nothing there to progress, and that's a big problem there. That's a really really big problem there, because West Ham don't know how to get deals done over the line. But I've been saying this before. Without a director of football, what the hell are we doing? What the hell are we doing without a director of football? Like, I've been saying this for quite a long time now, and I know people didn't like Tim Stein, and I know some people didn't even like Rob Newman. But with them in charge, we were much better at recruiting, like getting the deals done at least. Were they allowed to have the full freedom in identifying the players? No, they weren't. No, they weren't. But they got the deals done. They at least got the deals done. That is it. They got the deal. That was their job. They got the deals done. They weren't given full rights to their job. It is what it is. Uh, but with John Victor, he's the cheap option. He's the cheap option. So that is why we're getting a deal done over the line. That is exactly why. 8 million apparently was our first bid, 8 million euros. So it won't be anything below 15. No, I don't think anyway. So yeah, like that doesn't exactly surprise me at all. Going on to the game from yesterday, shaky 10 minutes. Shaky first start to 10 minutes. When it came to West Ham Bournemouth, I was thinking this might be our hardest game that we might play in the summer series. It was actually the easiest. Or maybe, well, no. Was it easier than Everton? It was kind of the same. I'd say Everton was slightly easier. Just because even though Everton scored, it was self-inflicted. And most of the goals, and every goal that we gave away in the summer series was actually self-inflicted. The two goals that Areola fucked up for in the Man United game, but the Kalen Casey mistake as well, and Areola, and no, not Areola, Fotheringham, Casey and Fotheringham's mistake for the Everton game as well, that was self-inflicted. Kalen Casey's going on loan to Swansea. That'll be a good development for him. Obviously, Tadebo's come out and said that he really likes Casey as well, coming from another centre back. The way he speaks highly of him is good. But I think Kalen Casey in the Championship makes sense. And makes sense is probably the right level for him right now to get a bit of game time. If he doesn't get game time, it's a problem. But I feel like he'll do quite well there. Swansea usually play three in the back. I don't know what manager they have now. I don't know whether they still have Luke Williams. But I think he'll do well there. But again, with the actual game in general, I was looking for more so the lineup, getting closer to the Premier League, what kind of lineup we're going to line up with. Still five in the back, still there for Ged, still James Ward-Prowse. Obviously, Ariola's in goal, but that's the only, say, decent goalkeeper we have. That's the best out of what we have. And still two attackers. Now, there's parts I liked about this team and parts I didn't like about this team. And I feel like what's really going to drive me to the point of my decisions on what I think of Graham Potter overall is his team sheets, because that's usually the deciphering factor with every West Ham manager for me, what the breaking point is. Like, that was the deciphering factor for me with David Moyes and Julian Lopetegui. And it always has been for me, is team selections. It's just, that's going to be the one, because the team selections are all on the manager. And I feel like as fans, we know who plays well and who doesn't play well. And I'm going to say this as well, Naif again, shocking. I don't get how people rate this guy. Moroccans online are relentless as well. So anything anti-Moroccan, they will go for you. Even though it's true that he's shit. The guy doesn't defend well in wide areas, and he's going to play on the left of a back three. If you really want to try him in a different part of the back three, then maybe swap him and Kilman because Kilman's better on the side of a back three. But cool, if Potter doesn't see that, that's his sword that he needs to down. I think we're very good, very close to a decent midfield three. Paquetá and Potts, they're definitely starters. I think we knew Paquetá was going to be a starter anyway, but Freddie Potts has really made a name for himself. But it's just James Ward-Prowse that slows everything down. No physicality. Doesn't want to go in for the. It's like everyone wants to go for the second ball now, which I'm happy with, apart from him. And midfielders should be going for the second balls the most. They should be. That's a fact. They should be going for second balls the most. But Ward-Prowse doesn't do that. Ward-Prowse does not do that. He himself likes to just back off because he knows he ain't got the physical attributes to actually win the ball back. What I don't like is the whole Fulcrook and Bowen swapping over thing. And what I mean is that when Potter plays a front two, sometimes it's either one forward going a bit deeper and one forward going a bit advanced, or it's two forwards swapping over all the time. So I remember when we did this, when we used to play against the Big Six teams or teams where we thought we're going to defend a lot more, we used to play just Kudus and Bowen up front in away games, really. And Bowen and Kudus would swap around. One would go left, one would go right, whatever. But that would never used to work because neither of them were good on the left. So Bowen and Fulcrook doing this as well is a problem for me because Bowen should only be in the right pockets where he can just shoot on goal because he's deadly. He's deadly. So I need to stay in those areas. And I need Paquetá to operate like the left sort of 10 role just in behind Fulcrook so we can actually have a bit more balance, in my opinion. But we'll see how that pans out. Bowen still scored yesterday due to a brilliant finish, but also a brilliant cross from Malik Diouf, who impressed again yesterday. Malik Diouf, that seems to be a really good signing so far, but we need to see how it pans out in the Premier League season. But this guy's always looking for the cross. Now, most of the time, they don't really go to plan, but if we keep playing like that, he keeps getting himself into that kind of space. I know what the football kind of is. It's just like find the opening, go to Diouf, cross it, and then we'll see. And to be fair, his crosses are very dangerous. So hopefully Fulcrook and Bowen can add to their tally due to that. And the only thing I will say, though, a lot of the crossings are going to be heavily reliant on the left-hand side. So I feel like some teams are going to set up for West Ham United by just defending the left-hand side. Because Wan-Bissaka is a good player. Wan-Bissaka can attack. He can't cross. He can't cross. He's not terrible at it, but that's not his forte. That's not his forte. So I feel like it's going to be heavily reliant now on the left-hand side for crossing. But we need to get Bowen on the other side just to make things happen down the right sort of thing. Like in possession, the candidates become back three. I think Potter's very good at making in-game alterations, in-game tactics, etc. I just think his team selections could be better. Like right now with the players we have, let's say we don't sign anybody in midfield, I would rather go into a season with Andy Irving in midfield than Ward-Prowse. And people are going to think I'm crazy, but Andy Irving is a much better player. I feel like it'll be very unfair on Andy Irving to not play some of the games after the preseason he's had as well. Or Lewis Orford, who I think is probably going to get loaned out, unfortunately, because we have too many midfielders and too many shit midfielders. Rodriguez shouldn't be getting minutes. Alvarez shouldn't be getting minutes. He's not getting minutes, but he shouldn't be anyway. Ward-Prowse shouldn't be getting minutes. Simple as that. I would rather go the youth route because the youth players have been better than the senior players. I would like to see Guilherme and Marshall get more minutes in a little game, but unfortunately, Callum Wilson's probably going to hinder Marshall's development. So he's probably not going to get any minutes. I think the youth project thing is a big myth because the only player that is getting any minutes is Freddie Potts because Malik Diouf is obviously ahead of Scholes, but Scholes hasn't even getting left wing back minutes. He's getting left centre back minutes. So that's a myth. Lewis Orford's not getting any minutes. Callum Marshall's not getting any minutes. Lewis Guilherme's not getting any minutes. The young players are actually the biggest shining factor at West Ham United, and they're not getting any minutes whatsoever. That is a big problem. A big, big problem. So, what are we doing here? What are we doing here? Like, as much as I think the coaching has actually been decent, we're a lot harder to beat. We don't really concede many goals, unless it's off our own back. But let's be real here. It's still a big problem. It's still a big problem because of the team selections. The substitutions when Potter's chasing the game are usually good. But in terms of giving people minutes and giving people a chance, it's not good. It's not good whatsoever. That's just me, though. Make sure to leave a like on the video and subscribe if you're new. Social media's are in the description if you want to follow me. The email for the inquiry is going to be live for the GVO show at 10 p.m. tonight. And I'll see you guys later. Take care. Peace.